man, we are back 30 minutes after the hour. Big Boy Morning Edition. Mo Prince.
Yes.
Ivory Towns. We're talking sports. 600-9096 is the number to get involved. But hold on. Well, you know what? You can still call because you may want to give this guy a shout out. You may know this guy. You may want to wish him good luck for the next level. And we're talking about none other than Millwood Falcon. Once a Falcon, always a Falcon, right? Texas Tech Red Raider. Cameron Action Batson. Live in the studio, man. I'm going to kill that action thing, man. I'm kind of proud of myself for giving you that tag, man.
Hey, you can keep it. You started it, so you can keep it.
Hey, man,
hopefully the name sticks.
Hey, listen, it sticks very well. It is very relevant when folks see you out there on the football field, man. We're talking about Cameron Batson, folks. 2014?
Yeah.
Graduate of Millwood Falcons. First of all, how proud are you of your boys went back to back?
I'm definitely proud of him, man.
State titles,
Coach
man.
Franklin, he was there. He got there my senior year, and he shook up a few things as far as the workouts and just the mentality of the team. I hadn't been that far as going all the way to the finals. So that was something good. Those guys. They came and they won state 2 times. Hopefully they do a 3-peat.
Hey.
But they're doing some great things over there in Millwood. It's a lot of kids, getting the attention that they deserve as far as, Division I schools and colleges coming in to recruit these kids to help further their education.
Man, you're getting the credit you deserve. Already worked out for a couple pro teams, Tennessee Titans. Worked for them after your pro day.
Yes.
Graduated early in 3 years.
Yes, sir.
Cum laude, by the way, of your graduating class.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Clap
All right. A little more than just shut up and dribble around here, huh?
Yeah.
A little more than that. But and I know you're working out with some local kids and some wide receivers and football players about trying to get them to that next college level. Who are some of the kids, and is it specific kids, only Millwood, or just whoever want to come and get better?
No, it's open to anyone. I've actually had some. I was out in California training. I've had some people out in California that want to come down and train. Some people in Dallas that want to come down and train. And it's pretty much receiver specific. I'm working on the position in general. I've been away for 4 years. Being a receiver at Texas Tech, I've learned so much. And just to know that how those high school kids and middle school kids in Texas, they're brought up, and football is pretty much like a religion for them, and they're working, each and every day to get better, and that's something that I want to bring out to kids out here, just to get them prepared, for high school and for the NFL and for college.
What is that? You talked about it, the difference in the Texas high schools, and it's kind of like a religion down there. How do you pass that message on to Oklahoma athletes? And because we're talking about, and Mo, we were talking about this during the commercial break.
Right.
Oklahoma just seems like the athletes down here, and we've had Devontae Lee in. We've had Jet Sternberger. Who's our guy from Heritage Hall? Blake Adams. I mean, we've had these guys in, and they always talk about when it comes time for high school athletes to make that next level, for whatever reason, scouts, colleges, they'll drive all around.
Yeah.
They'll go to Texas. They'll go to Kansas. They'll go to Arkansas. So what is that message, and how do you tell these high school kids to just stay focused and keep grinding?
Really, it's just a mentality. When I was coming up in high school.
Did you have to deal with that too?
I did. I did have to deal with that. It was tough. I used to stress, I got to find a way to get to college. My parents, they weren't going to pay for college, didn't have enough money to pay for college. Mm-hmm. So I was just trying to find a way. And it was just my mentality that kept me strong and kept me to, just get through the whole little process. My first offer was like Washington State my junior year, and I got it in class. And, after that, pretty much everything just blew up. But I would just say, to all the kids out there, that's not getting the attention that they deserve, just stay focused. You stay true to yourself. It's not that you're not good, or it's not that you're not better than the next man. Sometimes it's just politics. Politics, they go a long way in this game. So, you just got to stay focused and stay true to yourself.
First of all, I want to congratulate you on achieving the degree. And early. And I think that's just I can't wait to have a word real quick with your father about that. How proud he is.
What's the degree again?
Accounting degree.
Accounting degree. You're gonna take your job, Mo.
Yeah.
Mo.
Hey, man, I need some help. Need some help, man. Need some help.
Yeah, I'm eventually try to go back to school after this NFL process is over with, and obtain my master's and hopefully get a CPA because I want to open up an accounting firm one day.
Like crunching numbers, huh?
Yeah, crunching numbers.
Hey, they're good to you, and especially when he likes to set.
You'd be surprised how many people don't know how to manage their money.
Right.
Set money aside to pay this bill and set money aside to do that, and that's something that I can help people out on.
I heard that.
Now, going back, you made the choice to go to Texas Tech, and at the time when you decided to go there, what was into the decision? You talked about you had offers, but ultimately, what made you choose Lubbock?
Ultimately, it was just how they dealt with the inside receivers, the amount of inside receivers, that went to the league. You got the Wes Welkers, a kid from Oklahoma, Danny Amendola, Jakeem Grant, Bradley Marquez, Jason Morrow. I mean, the list goes on of receivers that get prepared for the next level. I can't forget Michael Crabtree,
no doubt,
one of the best, receivers to come through Texas.
I thought he should have won the Heisman that year.
For sure. He won 2 Bolitnikoffs.
Right.
He only played 2 years, so that tells you what kind of animal he was. But, yeah.
Well, what I love about what you just said is that you already put some research into who could best utilize your skill set. Sure. And again, when you start talking about these young men in Oklahoma who are looking for that, you have to look for what college patterns itself based upon what your skill set is.
Yes, and also academics played a key role in that as well. I mean, I went to go to a school, that was prestigious in the accounting area. I started off, I wanted to be an engineer. But that was a little too difficult. So.
It was a little rough.
It's all right.
I was always good at numbers, so that was my fallback plan. But yeah, man, the education part is the key. I see what's going on around here in Oklahoma now with the teacher walkout, and they just need to go ahead and pay the teachers, man. I mean, it's ridiculous. They're the ones, without this, no job would be possible if teachers didn't teach, and. Just the education is the most important thing because one day I could get hurt, blow out my knee or blow out my shoulder, and that was really the key. I had a shoulder surgery actually in high school. I played my whole senior year with a torn labrum, and just to be able to accomplish the things I accomplished, I wasn't able to play basketball or run track, but I knew that if I didn't have an education to fall back on, I would just be just like some of these cats in the streets, not doing anything with my life.
I remember your senior year. You had a torn shoulder that year?
Torn shoulder. Still won Gatorade Player of the Year.
Yeah, you did.
That's all right.
We were sitting there watching the whole thing. It didn't look like I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I do remember come basketball season, you had to deal with some stuff and couldn't participate your senior year. But, hey, man, that right there, I mean, do the NFL scouts and GMs and stuff like that, do they know that type of stuff? Do they know, listen, I was a quarterback in high school. I played injured. I did this.
You'd be surprised. These scouts know everything about you.
Right.
I mean, they looking up everything.
Right. No, and I think that's I'm glad you brought that up because I want to talk about your pro day experience. I want to talk about that. Woo. But if you want to talk about, can you educate some folks out there? Because now we're using the term millennials. We heard that term expressed a lot. The importance of understanding that when they come to look at you, it's not just about, yes, what's your grades, that's an important. Your personality, it's important. Also, it's what's on your social media account. It's also what kind of things you're involved in. Will you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, man. I mean, growing up, on the east side of Oklahoma City, man, it's pretty tough, It's a lot of gangs, a lot of murders that go on. But, the key is just staying focused and staying away from all the BS, you know what I mean? And pretty much, those scouts, they come, they know everything, they want to test you out. Obviously, see how athletic you are and if you belong, in the NFL as far as your athleticism. But, yeah, that character, it goes a long way, man, because they want a guy in the locker room, that's not going to be a commotion of teammates and be a disease in the locker room pretty much. They want a guy that motivates other guys and makes other guys around them better. That's the true definition of a leader. That's just a quality that I was born with. I always wanted to be great, so I try to just surround myself with good people. I try to bring people along, which is another reason I'm trying to give back to the community and train these kids because, not a lot of people took out the time, to help give back to me. I mean, Rashawn Woods, who's the coach of John Marshall. He's one person that I could say, took out the time of his day when he was coaching at Millwood to help me out and help learn the receiver position.
Right.
But you want kids that want to work hard. You don't want somebody that's just out there just to be out there. I knew what I wanted when I was in about 8th grade. I knew that I wanted to go to college. I knew I didn't want to have to make my parents, pay for nothing.
Right.
So it's just the mindset, man.
Talking with Cameron Action Batson. I can say that
There
without
you
having
go.
to have to.
Action.
I didn't have to pay you, right, Ivory?
No, you're good.
Okay,
You're good.
okay,
You're
that's
good.
good.
I had the
Pass,
copy right there.
There you go. I can't wait till I expect T-shirts to be made and all that, man. Listen, if we get to that next level, we get to showing out. Action Batson. I expect that to be a household name, man, especially down here in Oklahoma.
I
give you a percentage.
see, I was telling you about that. See, next thing we're gonna have is attorneys in here, so everything else. But anyway, Cam, I wanted to also ask you about the pro day experience itself. What was the energy like, and of course, what was your personal experience going through that? What can you tell us about that?
Nerves.
Really?
I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie. But it was a good nervous. It's not a nervous. I was like, oh, I'm scared. Before every game, before any, pretty much physical activity I do, I have, just adrenaline pumping and this eagerness. It's me just wanting to be out there and be great.
Right.
Pro day. I mean, I had a great pro day, man. I have to, give a shout out to Stars out in California. They helped me get me prepared for this, and along with my parents, the community. I mean, everybody played a big part of this, and. On pro day, shoot, I hardly even stretched. I actually tweaked my hamstring doing bench press because I was trying to do so many bench reps that I had to go out and run my 40 on the tweaked hamstring, and I still ran a 4.32, which would have been tied for the fastest at the combine. But I was just trying to put on a show for the scouts. Obviously, I was a kid. I didn't get invited to the combine. It put a chip on my shoulder.
Right.
To see a lot of those guys that I felt like personally I'm better than. Get that invitation. So it just made me grind harder. It made me put on that show, and I just leave the rest to God, man.
You say you ran a 4. I've been screaming 4.2. I saw 4.2.
Yeah, some scouts had me a 4.2,
like
4.26, 4.28. Yeah, it was all in there.
Hey, man, I'm running with that one. I've been running with that one. But I mean,
you know me, I'm humble, man. They said my official was 4.32, so
hey, what's the difference? Point one, whatever. But I mean, listen, without stretching. So just imagine if you went out there and stretched a little bit, maybe a 4.2.
I stretched a little bit. I just didn't stretch how my training. They taught me a certain way I was supposed to stretch. I didn't do all of that because my adrenaline was pumping so much.
Any Texas Tech, old Texas Tech players from back in the day come back during that pro day? Because for OU, OSU down here, they had some of that.
Yeah, Jakeem Grant was there. He currently plays for the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
Kick returner, punt returner, receiver. I made a couple plays last year. Caught a pass on Malcolm Butler, who plays for the Patriots.
Right.
Super Bowl, cornerback. So he was back. He was really the only one back. I mean, a lot of those guys, are out on vacation. Who are out in the NFL. Wes Welker's a guy, he comes back. I've talked to him, a couple times, and he's actually down in Houston, and the Houston Texans are actually, looking at me as well. So that's a good connect that I have.
Oh, come on now. I get you in the game right there. How'd you feel that last season that Texas Tech went? Because I feel like those first 3 years, you were ascending. You were ascending up the ranks. You were one of the top playmakers, not only for Texas Tech, but in the Big 12 overall. And then that senior year, got some more names, some more guys coming there, and it seemed like the success spread out a little bit.
It was a little watered down.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, we had a quarterback change.
Right.
We lost our first-round quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. That's a lot whenever you have a fifth-year senior as a quarterback, and Nick Shimonik, he's coming in. It's pretty much his first start this year, his last year. So it was definitely different. The coaches, they had different plans in mind about, who they wanted to get the ball to. But me, I just tried to stay focused and just stay true to myself, not anger myself on the inside and lose focus. It's difficult. Obviously, you want the ball a lot. My numbers, decreased from my junior to senior year. But, that's a part of the game. People have down years. I personally don't feel like it was a down year. I just personally feel like I didn't get enough opportunities with the ball to showcase my talents.
Right.
And you know, I know that the NFL, they'll definitely give me a shot and an opportunity if I don't get drafted. You know, free agency, but like I said, I have that chip on my shoulder, so I have no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna make a team.
Anybody? Well, I know at this point you just say, man, anybody. I'll go anywhere. But as far as how you're going to be utilized or any kick, because you're a multifaceted athlete. I mean,
I'm
kick returner, receiver.
Yeah, everything.
I mean,
I do it all.
I mean,
I've ran down on kickoff. You know, my senior year, I ran down on kickoff. All the way up to my junior year, I held, you know, for the place kicker. So I can do it all, man. I'm a utility player. Any area of the game you need me in, I'm there.
You was making plays against my old state Cowboys.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
What teams do you feel NFL wise that are giving you possibly some consideration? What teams do you? I heard you mention Houston there. Who else do you think is looking your direction?
The Patriots. I would say they're probably looking in my direction. Tennessee, Titans. It's really hard to tell. I mean, I talked to the Rams, and then the Rams, you know, they went and got Brandon Cooks,
right?
And then traded their 6th-round pick to the Patriots,
right.
So which will ultimately be a receiver. So, Patriots, you know.
Hey, that's right.
Wink,
that's right.
wink.
I'm here.
Exactly. That's
Wink,
all right.
wink.
I'm here, but yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun during this process, and I've enjoyed it all.
Now, let me ask you this: during your collegiate career, you've had many catches against any of the Oklahoma teams, whether it's Oklahoma State or Oklahoma.
2 touchdowns versus OU last year.
Exactly. We talked
Right.
quite a bit about that. So, was that your favorite moment?
Yeah, that was. I would say, yeah, that was some. I wish we would have got the win. Probably my favorite moment was probably Texas. We played UT. You know, obviously being an Oklahoma kid, you still hate the University of Texas. But I caught the game winner against Texas, and man, it was crazy. Fans were going crazy, and we actually needed that game in order to advance to the bowl game. So, you know. I'm not trying to get, you know, too many people in trouble, but I got some text that said, you know, I helped save, you know, some people's jobs, you know, that were close to those people.
Right.
You know, but that's a part of the game. I was just doing what I do. I play the game because I love the game.
Now we're talking about coaches on the staff you may have saved,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
That's what they. Well, it was an agent, but
right.
yeah, it was.
That's how it goes, man. Hey, man.
It was someone's agent.
a lot rides on wins and losses, not only for the players, right?
Yes,
for the coaches and folks on the outside of the program also. But tell me about these fans.
Yeah,
man.
I was getting ready to get to that. Yeah.
Texas Tech fans, man. I mean, whether we're talking football, basketball, we know what happened a few years back with Marcus Smart. We had another dust up in Lubbock when OSU went down there. You were screaming at the top of your lungs, F. Trey Young, when OU came down there to play.
No, I definitely wasn't.
Come on, man, those fans, your fans are crazy,
the fans,
man.
Yeah, the fans are crazy, man. It's a big tradition. I mean, they were on Trey Young like that just because his father, went to Texas Tech. They wanted to see him come to Texas Tech, but I mean, Trey Young's a phenomenal player. Him and Stephen Clark are, you know, closest thing I've seen to Steph Curry.
Right.
So,
right here at Oklahoma.
Yeah, but no, the fans, it's a lot of fun, man, to get out there. You know, you got people supporting you at all times. You know, it also puts you under microscope. But, you know, they mean nothing but good for you. And they just want to see the Texas Tech Red Raiders win. That's it.
At the end of the day, by any means necessary.
By any means, they just want to see us win.
We got to
throw tortillas at you to do anything. Call you all kinds of names. They just trying to get in your head.
Yeah. What's the mystique of playing a night game in Texas Tech? What's the mystique like?
Man, it's nothing like it, man.
It's tough. It's a tough place.
It's hard to explain it. I mean, it's crazy. You got fans, all of them. Been having alcohol in their system since probably 11 o'clock in the morning. But, you know, they're rowdy. They're out there, and they want to just see a good game. They want to see a good game. They know, obviously, that our offense is a high-powered offense. We put points on the board. And our defense did a phenomenal job this year as well. But ultimately, they just want to see us win.
Let's talk NFL. Talking to Cameron Batson, Millwood Falcon, former Texas Tech Red Raider, trying to make that next step. Had a couple of rule changes in the NFL, catch rule, things like that. But then they said, and I remember this being an issue back in 2014, 2015. You can't drop your head now in the NFL if you're a ball carrier on offense or defense. You can't use your helmet as, I forgot the verbiage, but you can't drop your head and use that.
I've never had that problem. When I was little, they always taught us that you got to, see what you hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you always got to keep that head up. That was something that I learned when I was young, because that causes neck problems. People get paralyzed and stuff like that. So, that's not something I'm too worried about.
What is the neck? What is the top areas you need to work on? We got about 4 or 5 minutes left. The top areas you need to work on to catch the eye of the NFL, that scout, that GM. What is, in Cameron Batson's mind, where do you need to tighten up at?
Really, man, some of these scouts, they haven't talked to me. They've talked to my agent and stuff like that, but they haven't. Some of them just haven't talked to me personally, and that's the big key, is my personality. Mm-hmm. I'm a kid. Obviously I have the athletic ability to play at that level, but it's just showing them that I care for the game. I love the game. Pretty much all my heart. I put in work each and every day, and I just want them to see the passion that I have for the game. What type of teammate I'll be. I'm a great teammate, mm-hmm. A guy that tries to get guys around and, get us going, get us winning, because I don't like to lose. That's one thing I hate. I hate to lose, man. I'm a winner. I want to win in life. I want to win in all aspects of life. I don't care if we was playing tic-tac-toe. Right. I want to kick your butt. That's me. That's the competitor I am. And that's another key, is just I'm a true competitor. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to give you my all. Mm-hmm. It's not a kid that you have to, harp on or, give me to work. I'm a kid. I'm from day one, I was given this opportunity. I'm going to run with it.
I have a question. You talked about your agent that you have now.
Yes.
What can you tell the young crowd that's listening right now about your dealings with an agent? What are the pros of dealing with the right agent and that level of trust? Because we've seen contracts come up here lately where, Kawhi Leonard's going through a situation in San Antonio where there was some distrust between him and his agent. We've seen Kirk Cousins get different type of deals now because he fully guaranteed. So what kind of level of trust do you have, and what can you tell young people who say, oh, yeah, I was just talking to him? These are the things that nowadays can wreck your amateurism, your ability to excel at the next level.
Yeah. Agency, it's a tricky thing. I probably had like 7 or 8 different people read over my contract, just to ensure that I wasn't getting, gypped out of anything. But no, my agent, he's a good man. You just got to be able to trust. That's why you got to start building those relationships with those guys, because it has to be a guy, that you trust, is doing his job, and he has to trust that you're doing your job. He's paying, anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 to, help you train.
Right.
At a facility, at these top facilities, and you don't want to waste any part of that money. So I would say the big key about agency is just getting somebody you're comfortable with and that you trust, and that don't just go after a big name guy, because all those big name agents, they're not good guys. They have 10 people
right.
the same as you. They could care less about you. They put you on the side, put
just
you
a
to
notch on the belt.
Yeah. And that's the biggest key. Me and my agent, it's a smaller agency located out in California. It's called Empire Athletes. Cameron Weiss, actually, it's another Cameron.
Nice.
That works out. So it's Cam and Cam.
Right.
Pretty much. But, yeah, man, he's a good guy. I trust him. He's worked hard. He's trusted me through the process. I've trusted him through the process. And, we're just waiting for this draft in April to see what happens.
What would be your advice to Lamar Jackson? And would you pull a Lamar Jackson? I know your parents. Would you have either one of them be your agent and represent you?
Me and my dad, we used to joke a lot whenever I was younger about, him being my agent and everything.
How you feel about that? Is that shaky?
No, it's his personal decision. He feels like that's the best representation for him, and I'm all for it. If he's for it, I'm for it. Lamar Jackson's a guy I respect his game,
right?
Like to the utmost. And ultimately, the decision is yours. You can't make a man change a decision, change his mind. if he's sticking to it, he's sticking to it.
Coach Flip, father, would you come in here for just a second? We can't do this segment without giving you a chance to chime in real quick here. First of all, I just have to ask you how proud. I mean, because it has to be, how proud are you? I just have to get that.
Well, I'm real proud. Me and his mother are real proud. We stick our chest out a lot. Try not to brag on him too much. We let him and his work kind of do the bragging for us. But we're real proud. I mean, he was an easy kid to raise. I mean, he had that drive. He had that motivation. He did it really all himself. I told him in 8th grade, if you want to be great, you better get out there and work. I never had to tell him about work ethic again. And so, and that was even in school. So he was a real easy kid to raise, and he's made us real proud.
That's a blessing, man. That's a blessing. I got a couple of easy to raise kids. I'm gonna put a quote around the easy to raise, but I got a couple at the house that it's almost a blessing that we've been passed on. Someone is doing us a favor, giving us these easy kids. What if, bringing up Lamar Jackson again, what if you guys, and Cam, you can get back in here too, what if you guys are faced with the, hey, how about you change positions? How about you be a cornerback? How about you be safety? I mean, how we feel about that, or is it whatever?
I mean, right now, he's pretty locked into what he was going to do as far as wide receiver or something like that. But, we joked early on in his career that me and his mother would be his agent and that kind of thing. And we're comfortable with the guy he has now. I mean, he knows the ins and outs. I don't know the ins and outs of everything that goes on in contracts. Right. And I wouldn't want to do anything that would hurt or misrepresent him. So I'm going to leave it to somebody that knows what they're doing, who's been through it, who's been through the process. I think I would be a good agent, but I'm not going to put myself out there and do something that would hurt his career.
I'm not going to use my son as a tester.
No,
exactly.
He's not going to be the guinea pig.
Exactly.
He's not going to be the guinea pig.
Cam, I mean, like Lamar Jackson, once again, hey, you're such a great athlete. How about we change positions? How about we put you at...
I know where Lamar Jackson's coming from. He's been a quarterback all his life. Yeah. I mean, why change positions now? He hardly knows the techniques of the position. He knows more about the quarterback position than he does the receiver position. But he's an athlete. Now I'm not saying he can't transition because that cat's a straight athlete. But no, he's a quarterback. He feels like he's a quarterback. I feel like he's a NFL caliber quarterback. So I don't see why people would be talking about him changing positions.
Cam,
he's a Heisman winner at quarterback at that.
Right?
Cameron Action Batson and Coach Flip Batson, and of course head baseball coach amongst other things. He does more than just that.
Going for 3 straight, coach, this year for the football.
We're going to take it one game at a time.
One game
at a time. Hey, isn't that what's been working?
Yeah. We're worried about Heritage Hall first.
I heard that. If you need a good criminal attorney, call Attorney Tamara Schwarb today. Attorney Tamara Schwarb has gotten many not guilty verdicts on DUI charges, bad check writing, drug charges, and more. Call today for a free consultation, 228-2552. That's 405-228-2552. Attorney Tamara Schwarb wants you to remember, even if you did it, does not mean you're guilty. We got to get out of here, take a break.
Real quick, Cam, where are you working out at? And if there's a kid listening right now, because if not, kids aren't in school. So if there's a kid listening right now, wants to get tightened up for high school or for the college season next year, where can they meet up? Where can they work out? What time?
Really just DM me. My Instagram is CamB_13. Twitter name, I think it's KillerCam_3_. Cell phone is 405-558-1288. I mean, I'm doing, $35 an hour, $60 for 2-hour sessions. I work out got the kids working up out at Millwood. Also, I do my own training and stuff up there at Athlete Inc. With Coach K. It's right off Wilshire. So I have to give a shout out to those guys, for letting me use their facilities and everything.
Hey, man, get your social media handle, phone number, everything, man.
Ready to go.
Have your youngster out there meet up with Cam and get him right for that next level. Cameron Batson, Flip Batson. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
No doubt. No doubt.
We'll be back on the other side. This is the new sports tradition. It's Big Boy.
Morning edition back on the other side.